and a leader on sub-Saharan African issues, Ms. Bass.
The gentlewoman from California is recognized for 3 minutes.
I rise in support of S-2152, Electrify Africa, and I commend the leadership, especially of our chair, Mr. Royce, our ranking member, Mr. Engel, the subcommittee chair, Mr. Smith, also committed members and staff of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, as well as the Senate Foreign Relations Committee for their work on this critical bill. Because of this bill, the lives of millions of people can be changed immeasurably for the better. I remind my colleagues that 2/3 of the population of sub-Saharan Africa lives without electricity, particularly in the rural areas. This means that children are forced to study by candlelight, and doctors and midwives are delivering babies by relying on flashlights. The effort to devise an inexpensive, safe, and reliable source of power is being addressed not only by small, brilliant initiatives by young African entrepreneurs, such as those that I met when I had the honor of traveling with President Obama to the 2015 Global Entrepreneurship Summit in Nairobi, and also by large, innovative public-private partnerships such as Power Africa. Electrify Africa can contribute to this effort in a major way and help to address the glaring absence of electrical power for at least 50 million people in sub-Saharan Africa by 2020, and will improve the education, healthcare, and other basic needs of millions of Africans. The lack of access of power adversely affects broad-based economic development on the continent. This was particularly evident last year during the Ebola crisis in 3 small African countries. That battle was won with the help of the U.S. and well-coordinated regional efforts on the ground. But in order to win the war against other crippling diseases, there must be greater access to electrical power. Working together, we crafted legislation that will focus on increasing access to electricity in rural and poor communities through small renewable energy projects that will result in at least millions of Africans having access to electricity for the first time in their lives by 2020. When we worked together last year to pass AGOA, we knew much more was needed to support building the infrastructure to support African nations to develop the capacity to become full trading partners with the United States. This legislation, along with AGOA, is consistent with the theme from the continent, trade, not aid, moving toward the continent of Africa being self-sufficient and self-determination. I'm proud to serve as an original co-sponsor of this legislation, and I invite fellow members to support this bill as well. I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentlelady from California.